Hello, this is Kit Cabello, co-founder of Veracity In Defiance. We're here downtown City Hall with
Nathan Goldbaum.
And so, what is your position with the Teachers Union?
I'm a communications specialist with the Chicago Teachers Union.
All right, now this event is starting to wrap up, but in your own words, what was this rally about, and what can our viewers do to help?
So what the Chicago Public Schools has done is they have intermingled the funding for special education with the general operation funding, and then cut the general operation funding, which has put pressure on principals to cut special education, to find shortcuts, to cut services in order to try and squeeze money out of the budgets. This is a process that has been ongoing for more than a decade, as schools have been squeezed in terms of their funding, as schools have been closed, especially in black communities, and just a general attack on really the very idea of assured publicly funded public education.
All right, now, just as a representative from the mayor's office was getting all the letters from the children saying, please don't take away our funds, there was an individual that was leaving and the people were shouting out, shame, shame. Who is that individual?
That was Andrea Zopp. She is the past president of the Chicago Urban League. She sat on the Chicago Board of Education for several years, and I believe she has just been named the deputy mayor. Have to verify that, but I believe that's her position right now. She really has been an important part of this whole neoliberal attack, this assault on education funding and on public services in general, by putting a face on, by using the Urban League and her position as a well-positioned black leader in these kind of neoliberal institutions to sell the privatization of public services, especially public education, and the agenda that business interests and business banks, etc., are the first and foremost, and should be first and foremost in line as public services are organized. So this is a business-oriented notion of public services, which really just ends up funneling public funds into private coffers.
It seems that all across Chicago, schools and teachers and students are being pinched and pushed around by the city administration of Mayor Emanuel's. If nothing improves, what actions are you guys prepared to take to really get your voices heard?
Well, we've been organizing on in a number of ways. So, I think when you look at what's going on now, there really is an alignment between Trump, Rauner, the Governor Rauner, or President-elect Trump, Governor Rauner, and Rahm Emanuel. And although they're from different parties, really the interests that they represent have been the same. So, Rahm Emanuel, when he left public office, when he left federal office, he came into the private sector. Basically, within a year, was given $16 million for being a personality manager. He is really a part of the financial elite class of the city. Bruce Rauner is the same way. Trump has always been part of the financial elite, and their agenda has been privatization. Their agenda has been closing schools, and so there's a real alignment there. I think the things that we're going to have to do right now in this current period is we're going to have to take every measure possible that we can while maintaining. We need to protect our students. So on January 19th, we're going to be holding actions across the city at schools to demonstrate that we're ready to protect our students in this period. We know that the right, including the fascist alt-right, is on the rise right now. We know that our students need to be protected, whether that's students of color that need to be protected from criminalization, whether it's undocumented students that need to be protected as their parents and they face threats of deportation. We as schools need to stand together as a sanctuary for our students. So that's on January 19th. Actually, across the city and even across the country, the American Federation of Teachers is going to be standing together to make that statement and to make concrete plans around that. But to fight for funding, we're fighting at every level, at the political level, At the school level, we've been pressuring our aldermen and organizing our members to pressure our aldermen, and we have some provisions in our contract that we'll be using, that we'll be enforcing through contract measures in order to try and push for more funding and push funding out of the sources that Claypool wants to direct them to.
All right, and last question. Where can our viewers and subscribers go to help you guys out?
Well, you can go to our website to get more information. ctunet.com, ctunet.com is our website. And we CTU Local 1 on Facebook to get more information about what actions that we're doing. And really call the mayor, call the Board of Education, and let them know that they can that they need to find the funding, because we know that Rahm Emanuel is part of the financial elite. He can get that money if he wants it. You know, all this time he's been saying there's no money for schools, there's no money for schools. But then when he said he would get 1,000 more police, oh, suddenly I can find the funding. Don't worry about where the funding's going to come from. Well, clearly he can find funding, so find it for our schools.
Thank you so much for your time. This is Kid Cabal with Veracity In Defiance. Peace and stay woke, and good luck to you guys in your fight.
I've seen more than 100 letters from students that have said that they were, despite what Forrest Claypool says, that they are not getting the special education services they need. You've heard from parents, from teachers, from social workers and other clinicians that that's not adequate. And you've heard that we need funds from, you know, the triple threat of Trump, Rauner, and Rahm, who are all want to cut our special education services and privatize. That we need to stop this, and we need to properly fund